This weekend we had epic mic drop moments from Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. But before I even start this video, I was afraid to make this video because of Bernie Sanders supporters. I saw what happened in Nevada, and I've been watching comments on articles and videos, and it seems like if anyone says anything mildly positive about Hillary Clinton, these supporters are up in arms. Their comments are threatening. I'm not saying all supporters are like this at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I've seen from the hardcore supporters, the ones that are kind of espousing the violence and espousing the death threats, like I've just seen it more often than I've ever seen it in any campaign, especially for people that are supposed to be on the same side. And that's the issue.
We're on the same side.
Bernie Sanders supporters
that are going crazy on the internet
need to
cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it.
On to this interview by Hillary Clinton with Chris Cuomo.
Secretary Clinton, it's good to have you as
Thank
always.
you. Welcome to my hometown.
She let him know, welcome to my hometown. You on home field, Chris. Don't ask me stupid questions. You're on home field, baby.
Did you catch this in the background? Yeah.
Clinton, it's good to have you as
Thank
always.
you. Welcome to my hometown.
Of course, in the library, there's a beautiful Hillary sign placed perfectly in between them.
So you get into the general election if you're the nominee.
Here it comes.
So you get into the general election if you're the nominee for your party.
I will be the nominee for my party, Chris. That is already done, in effect. There is no way that I won't be.
There is no way I won't be. What did she just say, Bernie? It's a wrap?
3 mic drops.
There is a senator from Vermont who has a different take on that.
Well,
he says he's going to fight to the end.
Yeah, that's right.
And there seems to be a change here as Donald Trump is trying to galvanize his party. In the Democratic Party, it seems to be going the other way. His supporters have become more aggressive.
Aggressive.
Cut it, cut it, cut it.
Feeling that the system is rigged against the senator.
Cut it, cut it.
We saw what happened in Nevada. When you saw that, did you believe that Sanders responded the right way to that situation?
Well, I was very disturbed by what went on there. But I am confident.
With him or with the supporters?
Well, what we saw. What we saw
the
there.
Supporters.
Well, what we saw was disturbing.
1, 2, 3.
With him or with the supporters? Well, what we saw was disturbing.
What we saw was disturbing.
Well, with him or with the support? Well, what we saw. Wow. I loved it. I mean, I'm sorry, that was political shade. That was shade. That was 100% shade, Miss Clinton. But I love watching that low-key political shade. Or that was kind of high-key, right? That was kind of Mariah Whistletone high-key.
I have every confidence we're going to be unified. I understand.
Where does that confidence come from?
Well,
I love that question. Where did that confidence come from? That was Chris Cuomo's version of, what you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
I understand.
Where does that confidence come from?
Well, in part from my own experience. You know, I went all the way to the end against then Senator Obama. I won 9 out of the last 12 contests. Back in 2008, I won Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia.
Wait a minute. Is it me, or does she still sound a little upset about 2008? She still sounded like,
Hey, I should have had that one.
So I know the intense feelings that arise, particularly among your supporters as you go toward the end. But we both were following the same rules, just as both Senator Sanders and I are following the same rules. And I'm 3 million votes ahead of him.
Okay, you get one more.
And I have an insurmountable lead in pledged delegates.
Okay, you get one more mic drop. Okay.
And I am confident that just as I did with Senator Obama, where I said, you know what, it was really close, much closer than it is between me and Senator Sanders right now.
Just forget the mic. Forget it.
If you depend on how you evaluated it, I had more popular vote, but I had fewer delegates. And the name of the game is how many delegates you have, right? So when I came out and withdrew and endorsed Senator Obama, about 40%, according to polls, about 40% of my supporters said they would never support him. So I worked really hard to make the case, as I'm sure Senator Sanders will,
As I'm sure Senator Sanders will.
that whatever differences we might have, they pale in comparison to the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party.
And that's the point. We are all on the same side. Why are we fighting?
You need to cut it.
But the weekend was not done. Hillary gives this interview with Chris Cuomo, and you know Bernie had to clap back.
And so he did.
We need a campaign, an election coming up, which does not have two candidates who are really very, very strongly disliked. I don't want to see the American people voting for the lesser of two evils. I want the American people to be voting for a vision of economic justice, of social justice, of environmental justice, of racial justice. That is the campaign we are running, and that's why we are getting the support we are.
Did he just say both candidates are strongly disliked and he doesn't want to see the American public voting for
The lesser of two evils?
So you're calling Hillary Clinton
Evil.
What?
We're on the same side, but props to Bernie, he went for it.
Is that how you would describe Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump, the lesser of two evils?
Well,
You guys heard that silence. You guys caught that silence. He was like, ooh, ooh.
if you look, no, I wouldn't describe it, but that's what the American people are saying. If you look at the favorability ratings of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, both of them have very, very high unfavorables.
But that's what the American people are saying. Wow, wow. So that was epic, though. I'm sorry, shade to the max, but that's how you do it.
When you look at the numbers, what else can you say? You know, clearly.
So I actually love this weekend. I like just watching a good cage match. So this was a great weekend to see Hillary and Bernie kind of duke it out. But on a bigger note, this is a real problem. We can't have this fighting, so we have to come together, because I think the idea of not doing so is so much more dangerous. So much more dangerous when you consider who else could be elected. We gotta look at the numbers, right?
Well, right now, Hillary Clinton has 1,768 pledged delegates, and Bernie Sanders has 1,497 pledged delegates. You do, however, need 2,383 to Clinton nomination. This leaves Clinton 615 behind, and it leaves Bernie 886 behind. However, when you include those ever-important superdelegates, Hillary Clinton's road to the nomination shortened significantly, and she's only 90 delegates away, while Bernie Sanders remains 847 delegates away.
And what she did say in the interview was true.
At this time, when she was running against Obama, she had about a 100-delegate deficit. Now with Senator Sanders, she has a 271-delegate lead. That's a pledged delegate lead. She has 2.5 times the lead that Obama had on her.
When it comes to actually winning the Democratic nomination, at this time for Bernie Sanders, it really looks like it's almost an impossibility. I think it's incumbent upon him to rally his supporters for what I think is probably one of the most important elections that we've had in this country for quite some time. Those are my thoughts, and I'm sticking to them, and I will see you guys next week.